Start streaming. There we go. It's 4th of July. We're talking to Rodney Bell.
Oh yeah, the video improved 100%. All right, let me see because there's going to be chats now. There it is. Okay.
Yeah, I want to see it too. It takes so long to come up on mine. It's crazy. It just says past live streams on mine. Do you show one going?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact,
Yeah.
I even got the notice that you're live.
Oh, cool. I think Claude is up, Drone Effects with Claude. He's up at his upper house, which he likes to call his cabin.
Yeah, he.
Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
I was just going to say he was trying to do a live stream. He got a new router for that house up there, so he was testing it out. And Les just came in. So that's right, Les. Here's trouble.
Hey, Les, I can't thank you enough for putting out the word last week in Rodney's stream.
Yes, excellent job.
Now, I'm on my YouTube page, and I don't see a live stream. It just says past live streams.
Huh.
So how are you seeing me if I can't?
Well,
Let me go to videos. No, I don't see anything.
you should be able to see something. Because I definitely see you.
That's annoying. Huh. Can you send Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Can you send him the link?
I sure can.
Okay. Thank you.
He says he creates chaos whenever he can. Thanks, Les. You're a real bud.
I know how he felt though when he was saying, "No, don't go to me. I've got nothing but humidity." That was the week before for me.
Oh.
That thing was just a mist, and you could see it. That's the thing around here. You can see that.
I don't think I have his
Email?
email.
Let me see. Les, you want to pop your email up in the chat for him? Let me see if I've got him. Loading. No. No, I don't either.
Why don't I have your email? Have I sent you a shirt and a cup yet, Les?
I don't have his email either.
There he goes, creating trouble, chaos. Just like he said. No, I do not think I have sent him.
It took me till just now. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve Carpenter, how you doing? Hey, Les, I'm going to put my email in the chat.
Steve.
Hey, Steve Carpenter, how you doing? Capture it and then let me know when you've got it so I can take it out. I don't trust that Steve Carpenter guy.
No, he's, you know him. He's nothing but
Oh,
trouble.
wait a minute. He's already got my email.
Oh, he's got yours?
Yeah. No, not Les. Steve does. I was teasing
No,
Steve.
he's, you know him. He's not
How's it going,
above
Steve? He's already got my email. Hope you have a safe and pleasant Independence Day as well. I was teasing Steve.
All right, let me send this to
How's it going,
Steve.
Steve? All right, he's got it. Hope you have a safe and pleasant Independence
Les got
Day
it?
as well. Yeah.
All right, I just sent it to Steve. Steve.
All right. He's got it.
You know, it took me all this time. Did I already say that? For this to come up on my YouTube.
Oh, there's his.
Okay, I want to pop that out.
Got it, Les. Thank you. At least I hope I got it.
I didn't. Oh yeah, I see it. All right.
All right, I'll send him the link.
Yeah, because the second I copy it, it takes the link out. We were just talking. I don't know about you boys, but it's 100 million degrees here. And Canadian Drone Hub, Roger was saying it's just as hot up there now. I've got to get back to that.
All right. I don't know what's going on, but Yahoo is telling me that address needs to be corrected.
It's at gmail.com. Let me come over to here. Copy this. Copy the link.
I lost it, Les. Dang.
I've got it.
Okay.
All right, Les, I'm going to try and send it to you now. It says message sent. Okay. I'm waiting for it to kick back and say no.
Hey, Steve Carpenter, you have fun, buddy. Have a great time with your family.
Yes. All right, where are you, Rodney? In my email. Let me see. I'll just put Rodney. Yeah. And then I'll paste that. Oh. That's just a link, and you're already on. I wanted to send you that other thing. There we go. Is that your phone?
Yeah, Les was sending it to us.
I'm sending it to you through the phone?
Yeah.
I sent it to him.
Now, excuse me while I... Enrique is in the house. Happy 4th of July there, buddy. Let me...
Okay, hey, there he is. Hi, Enrique. Do you want to come on? Enrique, let us know in the chat if you want to jump on. Les says, I sent it to you in text, Jim. Okay. Let me check the... How do we see that text when I'm already on you? What is that, the chat?
No, on your phone.
Oh.
In the group text messages?
Oh, yeah, so I might have sent it to the wrong address too, right?
All right. I just sent it to you, Les.
Yeah, that should be the one I used.
He probably got it. It worked better this time.
Good.
Oh, is Enrique leaving? Enrique, you have a good, safe holiday.
We're gonna go over my stepdaughters around 4. Have a little barbecue.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Are
Steve's
you guys
heading out.
allowed to shoot off fireworks in Florida?
Oh yeah, we have stores that sell them here.
Really? Firecrackers and bottle rockets and all that?
Oh yeah, it's legal here.
Oh man. We have fireworks, but we can't buy firecrackers and the fun stuff.
Yeah, so the city does the display. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in all honesty, I don't think anybody pays attention to that long.
Really? That used to be so big when we were kids.
Oh, I know. Look, I, I threw firecrackers.
Yeah.
Look, I got all 10. You know, I've had firecrackers go off in my hand.
It's the big stuff that can be a problem. You know, the bigger ones when you get into.
Yeah, you like the M80s?
Yeah, because you know how kids like to do stupid stuff with that.
The cherry bombs?
Good Lord, I
Yeah.
remember in New York, I don't know how they got them, but they used to put cherry bombs in the toilet.
uh, yeah, yeah, that was a favorite.
Yep. So that's nationwide then, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's nothing. That's nothing new. It's part of the reason why they outlawed them is because people were blowing up too many toilets.
Hey, it was fun.
It was a friend of mine back in Oklahoma. We have these red ants. They're kind of large,
Yeah.
and they build their nest. When they build their nest, it's like on a big mound. Well, this friend of mine went and took a cherry bomb and kind of dug the top of the hole out for the mound
Yeah.
and stuck the cherry bomb down in there. And he lit the fuse and he stepped back about 5 feet. When that thing went off, it just threw ants everywhere. And he turned around and looked at me, and he was just covered with these red ants.
Oh, God.
And I laughed so hard. He's like, "Stop laughing." I'm like, "Oh man, why would you do something like that?"
How many bites did he get?
Oh, I don't know. There was a lot of them. Fortunately, he wasn't allergic to it, so.
Yeah, because they give those big welts.
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Was it the greatest man on earth? Yeah.
Greatest man of all time. That's not true, but thank you.
That's fun. That's fun
Michael
stuff.
McReynolds, welcome to this chat. This is Above and Beyond's stream. I should let him do that.
No, that's what you're here for.
Oh, I see. Michael McReynolds, happy 4th of July, brother.
Yeah, so
I
I'm
think
gonna.
he's also a fellow serviceman. I think he was in the Marine Corps too.
Is that
Weren't
right?
you, Mike? In fact, I think he might have been Marine Corps and Navy. Old guy with a drone.
That's
Hello,
Mitch.
Mitch.
Mitch, I could send him a link. I'm gonna send you a link, Mitch. If you're not doing anything, you can jump on with us. Jump into here. How did you get into both?
Uh, it's easy. You get out of one and join the other.
Yeah, that's.
A lot of people did it.
I know my nephew. He joined the Navy, and then was mad because he didn't join the Marines.
Well, I was when I was stationed on the USS Sperry out of San Diego, there was a seaman came on board, and in the Navy, if you have 4 good conduct medals, you wear gold stripes, gold chevrons. Well, there was this seaman that was reporting on board that had uh, gold seaman stripes.
Yeah.
And I questioned him about it, and he said, "Oh, I was in the Army for 14 years." He'd been a corpsman in the Army and had served in Vietnam, and he joined the Navies. And when he got out of the Army, I think he was like an E6 when he got out of the Army, and then when he joined the Navy, they wouldn't let him come back in as anything but an E5, but he still got to wear the gold stripes on.
Yeah, you would get one for each 4 years of service in the
Yeah,
Marines.
yeah. Well, they've changed that now.
To what?
It's 3 years now, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you get because they changed the time for the good conduct medals from 4 years to 3 years. So now if you get, I think it's if you get 3 good conduct medals, they're back to that where the way it was before. Only it's every 3 years now. So
I know. I went in '77, so that was peacetime.
yeah,
And
uh,
the only way you were making rank to E5 was by re-enlisting. I'm sorry, you were going to say something?
oh yeah, Michael. He was saying that he joined the Marine Corps back in 1975. Went to MCRD San Diego.
Yeah, I went to Paris Island.
Yeah.
When did San Diego start up? As a
Pardon?
when did San Diego start up as a Marine Corps recruit depot?
Oh, it's always been one. I mean, it was a Marine Corps recruit depot when I joined the Navy
I
back in
didn't know that.
'72. I think it started up in World War II, about the same time as NTC did. An interesting story from my boot camp days. There was a recruit in our sister company that decided he was going to go AWOL,
Yeah,
and there was 2 fence lines that anybody could possibly jump over. One led to Shelter Island, which was the road to freedom,
right,
and the other fence was into the MCRD, which obviously isn't a road to freedom.
right.
Well, he got mixed up, got his bearings crossed, and he jumped into MCRD, and they caught his sorry butt. And when they called RTC, Recruit Training Command, they said, "Well, what do you want us to do with him? You know, well, you guys keep him
For a
and
while.
put him through some training there before you give him back to us." When the kid came back, he was about as Marine as you could get in a sailor's uniform, man.
What a knucklehead. I remember
Yeah,
when I first joined, we didn't. You had to have 100 recruits to start a platoon, and we didn't have that. So I had to wait an extra 2 weeks at Paris Island, waiting for more guys to come. And then if there were people who joined thinking that they were going to lose weight, this was their this was their plan to how they were going to lose weight. But they didn't know it. But there was a platoon called C Platoon. They called it the Fat Platoon. If you couldn't do your physical training, your PT, they would put you in C Platoon, which meant you could be in boot camp as long as they wanted you to be in boot camp. And if you didn't make it through that, they would kick you out. Daddy of 13, how are you? I'll tell you, Daddy of 13, he'll come on at 2 in the morning, his time.
well, he doesn't get any sleep. He's too busy taking care of 13 kids.
And his wife has a channel, mother of 11, I think it is, because they had twins and he brought 2 to the party.
Oh.
But man, God bless
Okay.
them. I grew up in a family of 6 kids, and I can't imagine 13. In our house, it was as soon as you were old enough to reach the buttons on the washing machine, you washed your own clothes. And the best one dressed was the one who got to the dryer first in the morning.
Hey, your picture's going grainy again.
I wonder why. I've got all green here. Says I've got a great signal.
Huh. Well, it looks good when you look at it on YouTube. It looks fantastic.
Simplify. Always faithful. Semper Fidelis. Man, those were hot days too. I remember the first year they threw us everywhere. We went to Memphis, Tennessee for schooling. Millington, Memphis, Tennessee, which is now down, I heard. I heard they flattened the place.
Oh, really?
It was a bunch of towers because it was also a naval station.
Yeah.
They would do the. I was an aircraft mechanic, so they would do your aircraft training there.
I had a friend that was stationed there. He was a aviation storekeeper.
That wasn't bad. The pizza was terrible. It was Mondo's Pizza. I'll never forget it. It was flat, dry, and ridiculous. And what we used to do was, 'cause they had this like, not a minivan because they didn't really have them in those days, but it was came out the back hatchback, some kind of vehicle, and they had a Navy barracks next to the Marine barracks. So we used to order 20 pizzas for the Navy. And when he pulled up, he couldn't take 20 pizzas in at one time. So we'd go and haul the rest of the pizzas out of his car. That was fun.
And then disappear, right?
Yeah, yeah. The Navy barracks used to have, in their soda machine, they would actually have beers in there.
Oh, I remember those days. Yes.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to have any of that nonsense.
Yeah.
My MOS was 1371 combat engineer. I was a 6042 aircraft structural mechanic. I built things and blew them up. Those combat engineers, those are the ones that can build a bridge in a day, right? Mike?
Yeah, and blow stuff up too.
They got some fantastic equipment, those guys. 0311 was, what was that? That was your basic fighter. I remember that. Ground pounders. What do they call them now? When you're just basic
Infantryman?
infantry, yeah. Yeah, I guess they just call it infantry. No, I was going in. If I was going in, I was going to get some kind of training.
Ah, Les is in.
There you go. I saw it jump.
Yeah, as soon as Les popped in, the picture got better.
Don't tell him that.
Oops. Spoke too soon.
I don't see him.
I just see his
Emblem at the bottom
he
there?
muted himself. Yeah,
Yeah.
his I don't see him. I see his
Logo. Right. At least he made it in, so I know that part's working.
Wow, just went blurry again.
I'm blurry.
No, Les, I was talking about
The
the
hangout?
hangouts. That all the hangouts went blurry. At least on my end. Maybe it's me.
It's showing a perfect signal here, which was in complete contrast to last week. Was that Saturday, Rodney, that I was trying it out?
Yeah.
Oh, how frustrating. That kept going. It kept going to red. I had up to a 90-second delay. I guess everybody in the neighborhood's out partying and not using their internet right now. I can hear that keyboard.
Yeah, Daddy of 13 was asking what were we using. I'm telling him we're using Google Hangouts there, Daddy of 13. I didn't want to interrupt you, so I thought I'd make noise.
Oh, you can just interrupt me anytime you want. You're the boss.
No. This is your stream, dude.
But
Don't pass the being the boss on me. I jumped in way. I stepped over the line a couple of times already.
well, you know I'm a junior member. I didn't even know that we weren't on YouTube. They changed the extreme key on me again. Rodney saw that because we were actually on Hangouts alone. What the heck? Oh, my bag came off the side of the whatever that thing is. These plastic shelves.
Well, I don't know if my internet is going bad or what, but this stream is just getting blurrier and blurrier at my end. How is it?
It shows perfect on mine. I mean, I can see the Hangout going. It looks like it's trying to focus on you.
Hey, Les, if you're Les just dropped out. Les, I was just going to tell you, you were muted.
Your microphone wasn't on. Well, we'll see when Mitch comes in. He's probably smoking.
I'm gonna try doing a refresh.
Hit F5.
If I lose you, I'll come back.
Okay.
Let me copy this link though, just to be sure that I do have it.
Okay, I see me now. And there's you. And it's
still blurry.
It looks good here.
Yeah, I don't know. I have been having trouble with my internet this morning. And we are having a storm, so that it may be the reason.
It's funny because I see you perfect on the screen, except sometimes it looks like it's trying to refocus. You know how when you'll see it on your drone, when it gets a little darker or a little lighter, it's changing the exposure.
Yeah. Huh. I had my shades open. Well, I'm showing a good internet speed, so.
Yeah, and it's showing clean and green here. Hey, Pete Carroll. Rod J. Beer Ventures. Well, that sounds cool if that's his job. I see what you mean, Rodney. Got a little fuzzy there. However, we're still showing perfect green on OBS. And as far as I see you on there, you look great.
Hmm.
So are you getting together with the grandkids or anything?
No.
No barbecues?
It's probably just going to be me and my wife. I think my stepson and his boy is going to go to a friend's house to view fireworks. So, but that's all right. Me and the wife get some alone time.
That's nothing wrong with that, yeah. I don't drink at all.
Yeah, neither do I.
Not even a beer, so.
So we got a Scott Fichter.
Yes, Scott's such a good guy. He runs his own show to help you on YouTube. Welcome, Scott. You know, I don't have his email, so I can't throw him the link, which I'd love to do. Scott, you want to put your email up? or not. I don't know. He probably gets a lot of mail as it is. Everybody asking him to help him out. He runs a show and he'll evaluate your channels and, just make suggestions without all the noise and bells and whistles on how to help yourself out.
Hello, Mitch.
Hey, how you doing? I'm here.
He's got the bells and whistles working.
Well, I'm doing my live stream tonight, so I figure I may as well fire everything up anyway. But Rodney's right. The image on the Google Hangouts window is blurry as can be.
And it's clean on your side, right, Mitch?
Yeah, evidently, what's coming into my Hangouts window is very, very low resolution. It's just terrible. Now, when I look down at the thumbnail, it's sharp as a tack, down in the lower corner.
Right.
That's very sharp. But what I'm getting, as the image. Now, do you have it locked on yourself?
No, it changes. It changes with whoever talks.
Okay, but what's happening is you're for some reason, Google Hangouts is getting a video feed as an output of your OBS, and that's all I'm seeing. I don't see it. Maybe when Rodney talks, let me see if it switches to him.
Oh, you want me to talk?
Yeah. See, now then it switched to you, Rodney, and you're sharp as a tack now.
Yeah, and you're sharp here too. So
yeah, it's something with the virtual camera. I think that you're using the way Hangouts is interpreting it. But what's going out on the stream is perfect, no problem at all.
Yeah, I didn't notice anything, and it's showing clean and green here.
Yeah, let me open up the live stream in a window here so I can get that going. Just pushing buttons.
hello, Les.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
How's the audio?
Fine.
Great.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, Rodney, you look fine on my end. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not, but
I don't know what to tell you. The Google Hangouts is just blurry when you're up.
It's just blurring the feed from your OBS setup going into Hangouts, but everywhere else it's sharp as can be. So that's just something we have to live with, I guess. But nobody else can see it.
okay, no one else can see that?
No.
No, like I said earlier, when I go look at it on YouTube,
Yeah.
it's clear as a bell. It's just in Google Hangouts that it's blurry.
Now, Mitch, Rodney and I started out on Hangouts and then went live on YouTube, which YouTube had changed my key again, Mitch. I don't know if they're
When
doing
you
it.
go, here, are you bringing Hangouts into OBS or you're bringing Hangouts into OBS, aren't you?
Well, OBS was started, and then I started Hangouts. But here's the problem. It said we were streaming, and we were not. They had changed the key, so then I had to go back, change the key. We were already on Hangouts talking, and then I went live through YouTube or OBS.
Yeah. So the difference is that when I use Hangouts, when I do a Hangouts session, I don't put a Hangouts window into one of my OBS scenes. I don't use OBS for anything other than a virtual camera, and I go in and start my live stream in Hangouts. See,
Right.
and there's no key involved in that at all. So the only time you need a key is when you're using OBS to stream. But I don't do it that way. I actually tell YouTube to use Hangouts, and then I just have the virtual camera on my OBS, which is what I'm doing now. The picture you're getting of me is coming from my OBS, but this is how I would do a live stream on Hangouts as well.
So you start your OBS, then you start your YouTube, and then you start your Hangout.
Yeah, but well, basically, when you create your event,
Right.
there's two choices. One of them is it says stream, stream using Hangouts, and I click that button, and you notice that there's an extra. Well, I'm looking at.
I'm looking at that screen.
Now,
where
let me
it
ask
says
you a question.
stream
When
now.
you're ready, when you're going to stop streaming, are you going to click the stop streaming button in OBS? Is that how
Yes.
you're going to do it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, see, I don't do it that way. I actually am doing a Google Hangout session, and the only thing OBS is doing for me is it's using the output of my OBS as a camera input, and I have the virtual camera plug-in,
Right.
right? And then I go into Hangouts, and when it says what camera are you using, I select the OBS virtual camera.
Right. That's what I've got too.
But my microphone is not going through OBS. In fact, I have no audio at all going through OBS. It's all the audio is going right from my mixer into Hangouts. Does that make any sense to you?
It does. I don't have a mixer, so I use the OBS audio, but it all shows up as OBS audio and OBS camera and all that in Hangouts.
Yeah, I mean, the way you're doing it is probably a better way if you're using OBS, because you can control the whole scene and stick the Hangouts window where you want. Whereas the way I do it, I'm basically just streaming a Hangouts window. But for some reason, and I mean, it's working great, but for some reason, the image that we're getting in our Hangouts window, which is what we have to watch because that's before the delay. Yeah. It's just streaming to us at very, very low resolution from your on that window.
I do see that.
Yeah, when Rodney talks, he's sharp as can be.
I wonder why that is, because I can see on the side of Spank the Monkey, on his right, there's a stream of black like it's a tail. Do you see that in Hangouts?
Oh, that's my chair. That's my chair.
Oh, okay.
That's my green cloth on the chair.
All right.
It's got a wrinkle in it. See?
I thought I was going nuts.
Well, yeah. Hey, it looks like a tail. It looks like a tail. I can move my chair and wag his tail. Look at that. That's cool. That's over on this side. Yeah, I redraped the green cloth over the chair, and it's not tight enough to keep the wrinkles out of the side. Well, man, Jim, I am all ready for tonight. There's all the stuff laid out on the build table. All the nothing's unwrapped. It's all the pieces and parts all still wrapped up in the.
I see the run cam
to build. Yeah, got a run cam and I've got another scene, another camera set up, which is a side view of the build table, so I can be switching around.
You're gonna do a live build?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a live build at 6 o'clock tonight, and
Ooh.
I'm gonna have a panel. So, you all come in here and keep me company. But we're gonna actually start from scratch and build this little 3-inch run with the new S7 mini stack in it. And then going to go over and do the beta flight stuff. I've got the beta flight. I can.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, it would be this here. We'll be able to go to beta flight and show everybody how all the settings in beta flight are going to work and everything like that. So it ought to be a lot of fun. And it was the last time I did it. I had Mike here. Of course, he was driving me out of my mind, Mikey, but it was fun.
Why? What was he telling you what to do or something?
Yeah, it was funny. He was kind of yelling at me, and it was fun. We had a great time. It ended up going on for about 4 hours.
Wow. You know, I was watching Rulon Thiesen's stream the other day, and guy had run through, I can't remember who it was now. He ran through 3 Marmont frames, and he was real ticked off. He said,
3 marmots.
yeah, he said they were more expensive, so he expected them to be better, but he had hit a tree. It was like an evergreen, right?
Yeah.
It hit the tree softly, but it was the fall, and it wound up breaking the arm on it. And
Well,
that- and
nobody
that
ever
was-
said that they're indestructible. The benefits of that frame is its stiffness, which gives it a higher resonant frequency. So basically, you don't get as much motor vibration interference with the flight controller. I don't know if that makes it more brittle, but they do. They guarantee the frame for life. So if you ever break a frame, you know they'll send you a new frame. You just have to rebuild the whole quad. That's all.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, but building is half the fun. I love flying, but I really enjoy building these things. I mean that takes time. That's the hobby, the craft part of it, and I enjoy it.
What do you use? Are these? No, they're not tuned up to begin with. So what are you using to like set the ESCs and all that?
Well, all flight stacks that you buy come with a preliminary tune, a standard tune, which has been so well refined over the past couple of years that the PID tune is usually perfect right when you first fly the thing. You don't get the oscillations in the turns and things like that. What you end up really just adjusting are the rates, and that's all personal preference and how fast you want the rates to be and how much expo you want in them and everything else. But the actual PID tuning, so far I've been satisfied with every PID tune that I've got on the quads I've built so far. Of course, I'm not a killer pilot yet, and I might even have to admit that I wouldn't know a bad tune if I found one. But
That would be
yeah. Mark from Centroid was saying that he started screwing with some of the PID tunes, and what happened was when he came out of the turn, the drone would go like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, until it finally found center, and in other words, it overcompensates if you have the D gain or the I gain too high, or maybe the P gain too low. I've done some studying on what all that stuff means, and
Right.
and it's science and it's an art. And you have to, even Joshua Bardwell, who knows more than anybody, it seems, when he was doing one of his long videos on how to PID tune something, he kind of admitted it's not an exact science. So I'll stick with the PIDs unless and the only thing is if you go to fly it and you get some god awful results, then you'd have to fool with it. But
when you're doing that, and like Mark was talking about, how much time do you have? Can you recover that, or?
Well, yeah, basically it'll recover itself generally if you leave the stick centered. What's happening is it's just overshooting, so it'll get less and less and less, and then it'll level out. Or you add another stick input and push it some other way. But your PID's got to be way out of whack for that to happen.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I'm afraid of with this no limit drones. When these guys are going in, they're going to start tuning their Mavics. I think that they're going to end up making them, worse than they are. I don't know how they're going to improve on it.
Yeah, I know. I heard. I don't have it, but I did hear that they kept the part where you can't go over the airports and all that. Anyway.
But you supposedly you can have it ignore the no fly zones and just always launch. In other words, you can set a switch in there which says, I don't care what the app says, ignore it, and that might be the only reason I'd want it. I really have no desire to fool around with trying to make the Mavic 2 into a race drone. That's what race drones are for.
Yeah, it's too heavy, isn't it?
You got to be careful because you screw with the PIDs and you get them a little wrong, and you could just burn up your motors and burn up your ESCs very easily.
That's what I was first thinking, is burning up the motor.
You can do that very easily. In fact, one of the things that they tell you when you start fooling with the PIDs is do very short flights, land and feel the motor temperature to make sure you're not overthrowing causing the controller to throw way too much current into it. That's why I'm not fooling with that. I'm leaving the PIDs alone. I'll work. The rates are pretty explanatory. That just adjusts how the drone reacts to how much stick movement, and that's different. Some pilots like their drones tight around the center, so you just grab onto the sticks and just maybe think about it. You know what I mean? Like a car with very, very tight steering, where you don't even move the wheel. You just gotta put a little pressure on the wheel, and the car starts going in that direction. Some other people like really loose sticks, so you got to really move the sticks a lot, rock them back and forth to get the drone to do anything.
Well, I change those modes on the Go4 app too. So because I tend to be heavy on the sticks, so I make it so it doesn't respond till like I'm at the halfway point.
That's why they allow you to do that in the Go4 app, because you're not really screwing with the internal PID tune of the drone. You're basically just controlling how it reacts to stick movement. You can't hurt the drone doing that. It just changes the relationship of how far you move the stick to get X amount of movement out of the drone.
Right. And that's why I did it, so I could, I have to get used to wearing that strap around the neck to hold up the controller.
Oh God! Well, that's an old RC from my old RC days. You always wore a neck strap. So I'm in fact, I still have a 30-year-old, 40-year-old Airtronics, which is not nobody's ever even heard of them anymore. But it's the best neck strap I have, and I'm still using that today.
The most comfortable.
It's just it's wide. It's
Yeah.
got a big wide thing, and it's just the right height. And I don't know. I just old school.
That's basically what I'm doing, Dennis, is turning down the sensitivity. And so I have to go at least halfway for it to, like, say, turn left or yaw or whatever, because I'm holding the controller, and I can't do that pinch method. Of course, you can't do the pinch without a neck strap.
It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm holding the controller, and I use the thumb method, and that it's easy to overpower
Les
it.
is showing us his neck strap.
I made mine. This is rescue strap from when I was a firefighter first responder. And then I went to Walmart and I bought a buckle, quick release buckle, and
Cool.
clip. And, I couldn't find what I wanted, a wide, heavy-duty neck strap, and this one's really comfortable.
Jim, I think you got the Hangouts window locked on me.
How did that happen?
My thumbnail's got a frame around it
Is he up now?
on your screen. If you look at the thumbnails.
Yeah,
on your
I
Hangouts.
thumbnailed it onto Les. Can you show us that strap again, Les? Yeah, there you go.
Okay?
I'm
Can you
still
see me?
looking at.
I'm seeing Les.
Yeah, but
I
I'm
made-
looking at. There you go. Now you changed it. Okay. Be right back.
All right. Now what?
Okay, I made mine. This is rescue strap from when I was firefighter first responder. It's a 1-inch wide heavy-duty webbing, and then I bought the hardware at the sewing section at Walmart, and it's got a quick release on it so I can separate it.
Right.
That's cool. Is it comfortable, Les?
Yeah, that's why I made mine. I couldn't find a wide one that was comfortable, and so
Gotcha.
this was my option.
Yeah, the one I have is thin.
I I bought one like the one that Ken Heron uses, and I haven't even tried it yet because usually when I fly, I'm sitting down.
Mitch, I've got the box on Rodney now. What should I have it on? Nothing, right?
Yeah, just click the one with the frame around it again, and it'll turn the frame off.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. And that took me. I did a whole live stream where I didn't know how to get rid of it, and I spent the whole time playing director, clicking back and forth to people, not realizing that you had to click on it a second time to turn it off.
I was just doing that.
This is the strap. This is the strap that I use. It's just an old dirty Airtronics strap, and wow. I haven't found any others that I like any better. So
hey, that logo on that. Show that again, Mitch. The logo.
It looks like That looks like.
It looks like
Jim's logo. Hey Jim, you copied Airtronics logo. Man.
Son of a gun! Look at that.
I know they were here before you.
Everybody says that this looks like the Star Trek logo.
It does.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I thought of when you first started using it.
Me too.
The look I was going for was NASA, the spacecraft symbol.
It's a space-looking thing.
Because
I'm an engineer.
There's a joke about that. What is that joke? I don't know. That's along the line of the way the doctor said you're impotent, not important. The one about the engineers. But I have a neck strap that has the wide cushioning at the top, and that's the one I like. I just forget to bring it. So I've started just leaving them in the car now.
I just leave mine. I got a little case for the transmitter, and I just leave it in there with the transmitter. So it's always there, unless I leave it in here because I showed it off today and I forget it. So, Jim, I went to go fly my drones this morning, and I got on I-95 and ran over something and got a flat tire.
Oh, no.
Right on the interstate. I had to actually change the stupid thing myself, and needless to say, after I got all done with that, I didn't feel like flying anymore.
Well, they say it's 104 right now.
Yeah, the heat index is.
So that's what you changed your tire in.
Well, no, it was about 9 o'clock in the morning, so it wasn't quite that hot yet, but it was still plenty hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, it's a holiday, so the tire stores are closed. Things like that only happen to me on holidays and Sundays, and never when the tire place is open to fix it. So now tomorrow morning, first thing, got to run up there to Discount Tire. I don't know if you knew this or not, but you have a Discount Tire store near you?
Yeah, I do.
You know that they'll change, they'll fix a flat and rotate your tires for free, even if you didn't buy the tires there.
I did not know that.
Yep, they do that. That's a company policy to get you as a customer for when you need to buy tires. So I mean, I've gone in there 2-3 times with flats, and the last time I had a nail in a tire, they fixed it for free, and then they suggested that my tires needed rotating, and I said, how much? They said, no, it's free. I felt so guilty when I got all done. I gave the kid a $10 tip because they just won't charge you for that.
That is so cool. We have
That's amazing.
We have a store called Tire Kingdom too.
Yeah, but they don't do that.
No. Not only do they not do that, I went there with the Ford Explorer, and you couldn't get more simple to put these shocks on. There's a top bolt and a bottom bolt, and I just didn't want to do it. They wanted $1,000 to put the 4 shocks on.
You're kidding.
No, man, $1,000.
Obviously, you.
To install shocks?
Yes, not struts, just pure shocks.
Wow.
No, that's absolutely crazy.
I took it home and did it myself.
Yeah. So hey, first thing tomorrow morning, I'll be off to the tire store. Hope I didn't see any damage. It didn't look like I cut anything, but I ran over this thing. I didn't even see it. I couldn't know what it was, but also it banged up again. Whatever it was, it hit up against the bottom of the car. It sounded like I ran over a piece of wood or something.
Was it in
Yeah.
that construction area for the interstate
No,
exit?
no, it was up near Pineda Causeway.
Oh man, I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I couldn't even see it. The road was clean as hell. Something must have bounced off of somebody's pickup truck or something.
When are they going to open that Vieira exit?
They did. It's
They
open.
did open. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I think you two live close to each other.
Yeah, right down the road.
It's actually only about 10 miles.
Yeah, and I could almost fly. We could almost fly my drone over to your house, but not quite.
They are just taking forever on the road projects around here. You'll see like 2 guys working.
They're doing okay on the Ellis one. You know how they build up that wall right alongside the
Yeah.
underpass. They're really working on the one on the west side.
They had it closed again on the 28th overnight.
Did they?
I thought they were going to put the overpass in, but they didn't.
They only have the center support in so far. They don't have the supports on each side.
Yeah.
That's what they're building now with those mosaic blocks.
I'll tell you
then
what,
They
guys.
finally got the Vieira one open. Finally.
Yeah, and that had been finished for quite some time.
Yeah, and I was going to use that this morning. I was heading right up there to get off there and run right over to where this big open field at a park. That's a great place for me to practice because there's some trees behind me. If I want to fly near trees, I can. But other than that, it's a big, wide open field for me to go cruising around.
What, by the stadium?
What's that?
By the stadium?
No, it's actually off of Morel,
Oh, okay.
south of Vieira Boulevard. Off of Morel, there's
Right.
a park on the east side, and they've got a big open field, and they on Saturdays they maybe have soccer out there, but it's not a sports field. It's just a big open field, and you pull your car right up, and you got probably 5 acres, maybe more than that. It's nice. It's nice. It's where I'm learning. I'm taking my learning a lot more cautiously than Mark at Centroid.
He's been doing a lot of rebuilding lately.
He has, but on the other hand, he's way ahead of me in flying, and we both started at the same time. And I'm maybe way ahead of him in building, but
It's amazing how good he got in such short time.
It is.
But the simulation software that he had, that really helps.
yeah, that's what I have that simulator, and man, I'm going to tell you something. I get on that simulator, and I am Sky King, Rodney. I mean, Sky King. I'm doing all the maneuvers, inverted flat spins and big power loops, and flying down through trees, and I have no trouble doing it. I put the goggles on, and I get the drone that I spent money on and spent all that loving care building up in the air, and it's a whole different deal.
Hey, you mentioned Sky King. You should remember. Do you remember that TV show, Sky King and his niece Penny?
Oh, of course, and the old Cessna 310 that they had.
Yeah.
I had a 310. I had a 1968 N model, and the difference was that mine had the slanted tip tanks as opposed to the little straight up and down tip tanks that Sky King's airplane had.
Oh, okay.
That was a great airplane. Yeah.
Pete Carroll's saying it's 37 degrees over there. And down
Well,
at
Pete, that's
13.
because it's winter where you are. I remember when it was 100 degrees there, and it was 30 degrees here.
Yeah.
Give it another few months, we'll be back the other way.
So you use the same simulator that Mark's using?
Velocidrone. It costs $20, and it's really worth it. It's a hell of a deal. You want to see a demonstration of it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, hang on. Let me go get my radio and try to plug yet another USB device into this computer. And if everything blows up, I'll get back to you. I'll be right back.
Do you have a powered port? A USB powered port?
No, you just plug it into any USB port in a computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a power strip, a USB 3.0 power strip.
No, I've got more crap plugged into this computer. At any rate,
I know you do. I know you do.
I will be right back.
All right. Rodney, I got that power port that Nay was telling me to get. and I just plug into that rather than plugging into the side of the computer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got a power port too. I don't know if it's the same one, but it's got like four 3.0 ports to it.
Yeah.
And I plugged my video capture device into it, and I got something else plugged into it, but I don't remember what it is. I'll have to look.
I've got the camera, the mic, and the stream deck, as well as the cooling fan, all plugged into the powered 3.0 port. It's a 7 plug, and it's got an additional 3 that will charge.
Oh, okay.
It was cheap, like $20.
Not bad.
Les, we still got you?
He got himself muted.
Okay.
Yeah, had to deal with the dog.
Oh, that's okay. What time is it over there? Where you're
In
at?
Missouri,
No, yeah, because I see that
I'm an hour ahead of you,
it looks
or hour behind you.
hour behind.
Yeah, it's,
2:23.
yeah.
So you're getting up at about 4:30, 5:30 in the morning on those Saturdays?
Oh yeah.
Whew, that's dedication.
Well, I go to bed. I go to bed about 1, and then I usually get up around 4. That's my normal schedule anyway. I'm an insomniac.
It's
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
it's getting that way with me. If I get to sleep any earlier than midnight, I'm up at 4:30. I don't know why. I hate it.
I got you all beat. I usually wake up around 1:30.
Do you go back to sleep?
Not always.
Oh boy.
Makes for a rough day sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, I got a little blue pill from the doctor, and not the blue pill you're thinking of.
I wasn't gonna go there.
I had to, and if I wanted to get any sleep, I'll be back in a second.
So I got to work on a trailer for us for Saturday. Jim,
Yep. I noticed you didn't get it up last Friday.
Yeah, well, last week was busy. I didn't get a chance. In fact, I do the church's video that I post up on Facebook. I didn't even get to do that until like Wednesday. 'Cause I
It's all right. It's just
had a lot of
YouTube.
work. But anyway, so I got a good couple of days here that I can do it quick. It's not going to be anything fancy, but if you and Jim, I got some photos from Philly Drone Life, and I got some photos from you. I just need to get some from Jim now.
What kind of photos you want?
Just photos of that you may have taken with your drone or something of your particular area, so I can put into our trailer that I want to start doing every week for
Okay.
our sunrise.
I wish my area was a little more interesting, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Mikey keeps saying
Fly out to the Cape Canaveral and get some pictures.
it's all restricted airspace.
So
So
They've got a whole huge thing. It's called the Merritt Island, whatever they call it. But it's all restricted airspace.
did you say Mare Island?
Merritt
Oh,
Island.
Merritt Island. Okay.
It's like a national, not a national forest. Whatever. It's all surrounding the space center.
Yeah, see, that's the problem I have out here. There's so many airports around where I live. Plus, the Navy base that I work at, uses part of the Potomac for a test firing range. So I'm only about a mile and a half from the outer edge of the test range.
That's
Maybe-
why Mitch
Maybe
won't
2
fly.
miles. Huh?
That's why Mitch won't fly. He's off. He's off the tail end of the runway. I'm gonna cut my volume.
So
I'm still here. I just can't seem to get with all the USB stuff plugged into this computer. This Velocidrone ain't going to work. I don't think.
you're overtaxing your computer. It's going to quit on you.
No, I think I just have too many USB inputs all at once. Yeah, it's not happy. It's not happy with all this stuff.
Hello, Florida pirate. Hope you're having a good 4th of July.
I saw him over on Pusa Studios. He was getting highlighted. He puts out some good stuff, Florida Pilot. He does that, a lot of wildlife.
All right, you can see me again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried shutting down OBS and everything else, but I had this problem once before. I was doing a live stream and I tried to get the simulator going, and the simulator is a strange program in the way it loads. It doesn't really get installed in Windows. It actually all runs out of a folder, and if you have a lot of USB stuff going on, it usually has a conflict. So
It doesn't know which one to go to, right?
now if I start it up, for example, when I first reboot the computer and get the simulator going first, which is what I did the last time I did it on live, then it'll continue to work as I add in the rest of the stuff. But if I have, the only way I could get it to work right now would actually be shut down and reboot the whole computer. I'm not gonna worry about that.
That is so weird. Like when Mikey comes on to your stream, when Mitch is doing a hangout, I'll be on, and then Mike Roche Studios will come on, and then he can't talk.
Yeah, he won't be able to hear half the people in Google. That's a common problem. A lot of guys have that same problem. When as new people come in, they start to lose some of the audio, and I think that's a Hangouts issue. And I think Google's doing something with Hangouts, so I don't imagine they're spending a lot of time trying to fix it.
You think Google's trying to fix it?
Well, no, I said they're supposedly going to replace Hangouts here in a month or so. That's
Wow.
why everybody's panicked and gone to this Zoom and some of these other alternatives. So if they have a quirky problem, I can't imagine they're spending a lot of time on it right now, considering
I know Roger is using Zoom, and his video has improved tremendously.
Oh, it's a good system.
He
You
has
just have
crap.
to you just
for
have to
internet.
pay for it.
Yeah, that's probably why I haven't even checked it out yet. I mean, people have recommended it to me, but I don't know.
I've used it for some Rodney. I've used it for some business conferences.
Well,
And,
that's funny.
and
I mean, 'cause
It works great.
that you can, that's a business expense. But if you're just the average Joe like me,
$20 a month isn't worth it.
yeah, that's
I think you can, for free, I think you can get one user. But if you're going to have a live stream, you want to bring 6 people in, that one user isn't going to help you out much.
yeah.
Skype works okay, and it's free. And you can bring Skype into OBS. You can bring, in the free version of OBS, up to 4 separate windows out of a Skype call. And there's some advantages to that, because you can then put the 4 different people in different windows and create a scene and put them wherever you want them. But it's a pain in the neck to integrate them in as they come in, because you have to set it up. You ever notice sometimes Ken Heron on his show, he uses vMix, and it's similar, and you have to put each call in its own window, and you'll see that when a caller comes in, you'll see him busily. He'll tell his co-host to tell a joke while he busily
Yep.
sets it up, and then you'll see a big question mark up there for a second or two, and then finally the guy's face. Well, that's what you have to do a little homework each time.
My 2 side panels here are for Skype calls.
Oh, on each side, yeah. You could create a scene to put them anywhere. It's an NDI, comes in under the NDI interface.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I found sometimes it doesn't work, and then when these things stop working, sometimes your only alternative is to reboot your computer, and you can't. If you're using OBS as the streamer, you can't just stop it and reboot. You'd have to start your live stream all over again.
Right.
So.
Hey, Jim, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
While I'm thinking of it. Sorry, Mitch, to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
That desk scene that you've got there, is that a pre-made thing that you can download, or is that something that
They do have one. It's blue, and
the
you
blue
can,
happens to be my favorite color?
Well, Nay did that for you, didn't he? Did Nay do that for you?
they have a standard one, and then you work from that. You make changes that you want. Like it won't have the two screens here. I would be all across the top. See, and then you just set in the different panels.
Yeah, but the basic graphic that you started with of the desk with your above and beyond logo
Oh yeah,
underneath.
Nay did all that.
Nay, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Nay, because he originally had done the ones for Centroid,
Yeah.
and he offered to do it for me too, which was incredibly nice of him. But I'm one of these guys. I want to learn everything. I don't want to have it done for me.
And it depends what you want too. I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't need, I don't need anything intensive.
Well, you notice that I don't have all that fancy graphic stuff on any of mine. I have my scenes set up, and I have a background behind me. I'm not trying to look like a news studio.
Which is totally different from somebody like Manic Magic. Do you know Trevor?
Oh God, yeah.
He has got one busy
Oh yeah.
scene.
I appreciate what Nate does for everybody, and I think it's great that he does that for free. And I just can't bring myself to ask him to help me out. And even if I did, I just don't have that much time to invest.
It is truly time intensive because he's sitting there telling you each move to make. And if you don't, his internet signal isn't great. And if yours turns out to be going in and out, making one move, putting one scene in or one source on, turns out to be taking, I don't know, one night I was up till 4:30 in the morning with him going through this stuff.
I couldn't do that, but I do appreciate what he does.
Oh, it's very nice of him, and he does it.
It is. I mean, to invest that much time into helping people out, that takes away from his family time. I don't know if it takes away from his job. It's what he does for a living anyway.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure he enjoys doing it, or he wouldn't.
Right.
He wouldn't do it. Yeah.
No doubt. And you can tell that he likes helping people out.
He has fun with it too when we make our mistakes. But I heard him say that there's an app called Team Viewer where it's the same as sharing your computer via remote. Where I heard him say today or yesterday that he wasn't going to do it anymore unless he could share your screen and make the moves remotely because it's taking him too long to tell you. He blames it on us being old.
Yeah, but old or not, it's hard to talk people through things. But if he does it for you, then you never learn.
True.
Correct.
And OBS is. Are you using the basic OBS or Streamlabs OBS?
Basic OBS.
Basic, yeah. So am I. And at its most basic form, it's not all that complicated once you grasp a few of the basics. And anybody that can edit video in a video editor can figure out how to work this.
And that's what I'm saying. They give you a set to work with. It's blue, but there is a basic, and you can change the colors easy when you.
Yeah,
go
I
into settings.
I never found any of that. I just started out and created what I wanted.
How do you get there? I mean, I've looked and looked, and I just can't seem to find the answers to my question about that. So,
I can send you a basic screen of a
sorry,
studio.
you can do what?
I can send you a basic screen of a studio.
No, well, then do that.
All right. I didn't know you. Well, you got to ask, man. I didn't know you wanted it.
Oh well, no, I wanted to try and find it on my own, but obviously I'm too dumb. But
No, and if you go into things like vMix, and of course you're paying, but they have a wide selection. Mel was showing me the other day over Skype that they have a wide selection of studio setups already there. And he was showing me how easy it is, but he paid something like $1,200 for the
To
vMix
buy the
software.
software.
Yeah.
Well, that's professional broadcast. That does so much more than I think any of us need. Now, a big consideration,
Agreed.
Rodney, about what software to use is whether you want to use a green screen or not. Because if you use a green screen, then you can put anything behind you that you want. You don't have to create the design of the set.
Right.
For example, I'm going to change my view right now. And now, if you look, you see me sitting in front of a stone wall. See? And I didn't have to do anything except change the background on.
yeah, I understand the concept of green screen, and I have thought about getting one, but as you can tell, I don't have the kind of room that I would like to have to do that. So I mean, it would be awkward to have a green screen in here, but
It looks like it would be angled if you did have one.
Yeah,
it would-
and it's awkward in my room too. But I've kind of devoted this room to a drone building, and I actually moved my green screen. It's supported by two big posts on each end, and in fact, I'll show it to you. Hang on a second. You'll be able to give you an idea what I'm doing here. Let me transition over to this and get up here. I can't hear you, but I'm going to get this little camera here. And see if I can't show you what I did. Okay, you see the posts down there,
yeah.
We see it.
and
hanging.
it goes up across the top, and then down the other side, and that sits behind me. And then all I do is I pick up this one and move it back out of the way so I can get to and from the door. And then when I'm ready to use it, I pull it up. I pull it up towards me. But that.
So in other words,
having green
it would
screen,
be
I
on a
think,
stand
makes a
behind you.
difference in how elaborate you need to go with your graphics. There I am. You guys like me in front of the brick wall instead of the open door?
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I got.
Looks more natural.
You think? What else I got here?
You ought to put up a scene with dancing women in it.
I got this kind of brick wall too, which is looks like I'm sitting outside my house in the suburbs.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That actually looks like the wall in an apartment I lived in for a while.
and here I could transport myself to the Middle East if I'd like. That's Jerusalem. Maybe if I want to go to Miami, I can go to Miami. Where's Miami? Here it is. So you can. Oh, I got Miami through the door. See, I got Miami through the door there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Instead of the some normally put out there is a video that I shot of some trees blowing outside. See?
You could get that monkey's tail cut off.
Yeah, I can get rid of the monkey too. But the and then what I do is I have all that background of the sky with the moving trees, and then I have another graphic that I created of an open door where the transparency through the door and the window, and then I bring that in, and I'm inside the room, and you can do all that without actually with just changing the elements of your scene.
You know what you ought to do is using this scene here. have like some rain falling in the background,
I got disco
some
lights.
lightning and thunder, kind
I
of
got
like it is now here.
I got let's see here. There we go.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. I like that.
So you could, I mean, you could have all kinds of fun, and it really is very simple to do this. Basically, I have all of these things already set up in the scene, and then you just make whichever one you want visible, whichever element visible, and then switch it over live. So, yeah, that one's pretty neat.
Oh, we're getting drawn into the black hole.
And then if I'm in a real festive mood, I could have a party out there. See,
Like I said, some dancing women.
there you go.
Yeah, that's a little busy for doing your stream. But you've got multi-camera setup, don't you?
Yeah, but this is only the only camera that this is using is my webcam. Is only one camera of me. All the rest of that stuff is not using a camera. It's using just graphics in OBS to put the scene behind me.
And you set up a separate green screen scene.
Well, the green screen is tied to my Logitech, to my camera. In other words, basically, I have a filter on my camera that has the green screen. So whatever that camera shoots, it's going to wipe out everything that's green and put whatever else is in front of it.
Yeah, I don't think this one has it. That's the 920 or the 920?
No, it's not the camera that has the green screen. It's OBS that has the green screen. So if you have a camera, for example, and you right click on it and say add a filter, you'll see one of the filters is green screen.
Right.
And then it basically anything coming from that camera. If I go ahead and, for example, if I want to show the monitor here that I'm looking at, okay, I mean, if I want to look at this is the live feed of the on my right monitor. So what you're seeing in the overall screen is the feed, is your YouTube feed with the delay. But if you see me down in the bottom in the corner there, maybe I'm hiding behind I may be on the wrong side. I may be hiding behind the thumbnails. So what I could do there is I could actually say, let's see, that would be this, and Logitech 920, and move me over to the other side. There we go. Okay, so now if you look at this scene, you see me in the corner?
Yeah.
It's cutting it off a little bit on my...
Yeah.
Oh, there I am. Yeah. So I'm superimposing my face on top of what's on the monitor there. So anything I do to this monitor, for example, if I go to my email client, you'll see that I'm on top of the monitor. So this is, but if I wanted myself to be in there, like I was doing a tutorial or something, I can superimpose my picture on top of the monitor. And because the camera is using the green screen, you only see my body and that little wrinkle in the corner of the chair, which is green. But that's not a function of the camera. That's a function of of OBS. Are we getting too technical for everybody here?
No, I haven't gotten that far yet. I haven't set that up as a scene.
And I have probably 20 different scenes, and some of those scenes have 20 different elements that I can turn them on or off inside the scene. So once all this stuff's set up, I don't have to reset it up. I just have to select what I want to use it in that particular scene. One of these days you come over, I'll show you how I did it.
Well, you've got a 43-inch screen monitor?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got
that was 4K, you said?
Yeah, it's 4K. And this is what I'm looking at in front of me right now.
Let me go on you there.
Can you see that? Can you see what I'm looking at?
Yeah.
I actually have OBS down here in the lower left, and then up here in the top middle is the Hangouts window, and then over on the right I've got the chat thing going. So
Cool.
that's what I'm seeing. And if I wanted to superimpose myself on there, down at the bottom, I could do that too. I might be end up behind.
There you are. There you are. Yeah,
yeah.
you're behind our
Um,
logos.
I'm behind the logos. Hi guys. But again, if I wanted to, I could also move that over. I could move me over to the other side, and or I could stick my face right up on top of Rodney's here. See, now I'm in Rodney's. I'm sitting in Rodney's room. See, how's that for being cool? Well,
Do that again.
I'm sitting in your room. See that, Rodney?
Wow, that's cool.
And if I got out of the way, we'd be next to each other. See?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
So don't believe everything you see on TV, guys.
I like that. That's nifty.
You have something that'll make me pretty.
Well, you know there are limits to
I'll hope for
technology.
that.
I could use that myself, but there are limits to technology. You know.
See, we care about you, Les.
Hey, Les, I didn't even see you there, man. You got to stop talking so much.
I'm just hanging out and listening.
Man, the guy just goes on and on and on.
On and on, man. Can't get a word in edgewise. Hey, y'all are lucky I haven't.
Wait a minute. What happened to Les? Oh, there he is. Okay.
You're lucky
Jim.
You're lucky I haven't felt the need for sound effects here, or we'd all be in trouble.
And you got a separate audio mixer for that, right?
Yeah.
Came on. I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
And yet people ask me for him. You know, Spike loves it, man. I almost feel like a producer when I go on his live stream because, especially, crikey. Yeah.
Well, hey guys, I'm gonna have to drop out.
Yeah, I think I am too because I got to get ready for this thing tonight and come back on here. So y'all join me tonight if you're not busy with.
I'm gonna come, Mitch, but I might be late. I have my granddaughters at 4:00, stepdaughters, and my grandchild. We're going over there for a barbecue, and then we're coming back.
Oh, hey, no problem. I'm going to be busy and try to pay attention to the chat, but mostly I'm going to be sitting over there on the bench, on this bench over here, working on this stuff. And I don't know if I'll finish it tonight or not. Probably not, but.
How long does it take to do a build?
Well, it depends. If it's something you've done before and you don't have to do a lot of research to figure out how to wire all the stuff up, you could throw a drone together in an hour, easy. But this stuff is some new, different stuff that I haven't used before. And I'm in really no hurry to do it anyway. I like to put Loctite on the motor screws and do it right. That stuff just takes a little more time. So
the red Loctite, do you?
No, I use the blue. The red, you never get that red stuff out, man.
I broke a Craftsman
screwdriver
19th ratcheting wrench trying to get a bolt loose that had been that whoever built the conveyor had used red Loctite instead of blue.
Now, red Loctite's got a place when you want to weld them together, but this is what I use right here.
Yeah,
and it says removable. Even then, sometimes it's pretty tight.
Yeah. All right, guys. You all have a good one.
Rodney, thanks a lot, man.
See you later. And Jim, I'm gonna
get out there.
Yeah, we're gonna close it out, guys. I've got an engagement to go to. I thank everybody for coming. Brent just made it in too, and Tomas.
Oh, hey, Brent. Thomas, how you doing?
Tomas O'Sullivan made it in.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tomas.
Well, I'm coming on at 6 to build a drone, guys. So we'll all pick up where we left off.
Yeah, we'll see you there in 2 hours.
All right. Take it easy, Jim.
All right, Mitch. Thank you very much.
I'll let you shut it down.
Hi, Mitch.
Bye, Les. Take care, buddy.
See you, Les, and thanks again for that Saturday, for putting those links in Saturday. And we'll see you this Saturday. Hey, this Saturday might be interesting. I know Rodney's not here, but they've put off our garbage because of the 4th of July. They put off our garbage pickup till Saturday morning. So we might have an interesting Saturday sunrise.
Yeah, just wear a surgical mask.
Right?
Peter,
Well,
say goodbye to Peter
forecast-
Carroll.
my forecast is for heavy thunderstorms in the Saturday morning. So
It's been hit or miss here, Mitch. I had one, last week was okay, and that's all.
Yeah.
The week before that was so heavy in humidity, it wasn't worth going up, but, I did anyway.
We had a pretty one this morning. I didn't fly it. I went out for a walk and it was just coming over the horizon. It
Yeah.
looked nice and orange for a while.
Rodney got a great one. Oh my God, off the lake, the Potomac River, actually. The sun just comes up like an orange dot. It was a good one. You ought to take a look at it. I wish we
Cool.
could get that around here. All right, guys.
I did a live this morning, and the ground is covered by fog, and then it's just the mountaintops peeking through the fog.
Oh, that'd be neat.
Did it look cool?
Oh yeah, it's spectacular. It's on my channel if you want to check it out.
Yeah, I do. I'm going to go check it out.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Daddy of 13, Brent, Tomas, thank you very much. Peter Carroll. All right, we're out of here, gentlemen.
We're out of here. See you later.
Bye, guys.